I'd like to welcome you to the Board of Commissioners, Town of Redington Shores regular meeting. It's Wednesday, April 8th, 2015 at 7 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mary, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Henderson?
Here.
Commissioner Thacker?
Here.
Commissioner Holmes?
Here.
Vice Mayor Branch?
Here.
Mayor Adams? Attorney Denhart?
Here.
Attorney Rubenstein?
Here.
First order of business, approval of minutes for the regular meeting, March 11th, 2015, and workshop meeting, March 25th, 2015.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes of the regular meeting, March 11, 2015, workshop meeting, March 25, 2015, as stated.
A second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, Mary, call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Capper?
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Branch?
Yes.
Mayor Adams?
Yes. Next, the ratification of the bills for March and April 2015.
Make a motion that we ratify the bills would be paid for March and April 2015, as stated.
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, Mary, call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Capper?
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Branch?
Yes.
Mayor Adams?
Yes.
Okay.
Next will be commission reports. I'll start with just a reminder to everybody, April 21st is the District 2 voting day. Please vote. Do your civic duty. Other than that, I don't have too much to say except sure seems like there's been a lot of people here this year, and I'm sure they have, and we welcome them. I do ask that you pass around that people be careful crossing Gulf Boulevard. I don't want to see us in the paper regarding some accident on Gulf Boulevard with a pedestrian. Other than that, that's all I have. Vice Mayor Branch.
Right. In the police report, we have in traffic accidents, Indian Shores had 4 and Redington Shores had 1. There was injuries in the one in Redington Shores, no injuries in the one in Indian Shores. Traffic warnings, 93 in Indian Shores and 22 in Redington Shores. Other calls for service, 356, which was an increase of 62 for Indian Shores, and Redington Shores had 311, which was an increase of 40. There's one thing that I would like to ask our captain very briefly. How is our Sergeant Joe doing? Do you know?
He's at home recuperating. He had triple bypass surgery, so he's going to be out of work for, I'd say conservatively, 6 months. And I think there's always the possibility that the doctor could tell him he couldn't come back and do this work, and then he would be eligible for a disability pension. But we're kind of just getting into all that now. But he's doing well. He got through the surgery just fine.
Well, thank you. He was very good. I'll tell you one thing about your first responders. People don't realize what they go through and the stress that they have and the tear down that it puts on your body and everything. So keep them in your prayers if you would, please. Thank you. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Branch. Commissioner Capper.
Number one, as far as building permits, we have a total permit fees of $57,901.93. LDUs were 20. This is part of it. Is $25,483.17. Total permits we've issued were 70, and 2 of those were new single-family homes. The other thing is we're in the process of trying to get some bids to renovate our shelters in our parks. We've got a lot of rotted wood and things like that, and we need to either get them painted and with also some repairs on the wood. And that is it. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Capper. Commissioner Henderson.
I wanted to let you know that at last month's Gulf Beaches Library Board meeting, I learned about some programs that I was completely unaware of, and probably you are also. There's a program for the blind called the Talking Book Library, and they actually give you a machine that will read the books to you, and they have somebody that will help you with your book selections and anything you can possibly want. I mean, it's all free. They also have a deaf literacy center available to all library card holders. And there's a new online language learning service that covers about 80 languages, including English as a second language. And remember, they're free, and if you know of anybody that could, use these services, it would be great to let them know about it. I also wanted to let you know that on Monday, April 27th, from 9 to 3, there will be a mobile licensing office set up in the town hall parking lot here, and that's for if you want to renew your driver's license or convert your out-of-state licenses or tags or pretty much anything other than your actual driver's road test. You can pretty much do it here at Town Hall, April 27th, 9 to 3. And I'm also happy to report we have our new email system up and running. Thank you, Mary Palmer. It's a great way to keep up with important happenings around the town. So if you haven't joined the list, all you have to do is either call, email Mary or myself, and we're happy to add you to the list. And Mary doesn't know I'm going to say this, but if you have a picture taken in Redington Shores that you feel may be worthy of sharing, please feel free to email it to either myself or Mary, and it will be maybe included on the next email that goes out. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Commissioner Holmes?
Thank you. Under Fire Department services, there were 5 emergency fire responses for the time period with an average response time of 7 minutes and 25 seconds. Under Emergency Medical Services, there were 9 non-emergency EMS responses for this time period with an average response time of 6 minutes and 47 seconds. There were 31 emergency responses for this time period with an average response time of 6 minutes and 5 seconds. Under emergency management, the town clerk and myself have been attending quite a few meetings and some training classes at the County Emergency Operations Center, and going to get us geared up and have a lot of different periods and exercises with our equipment here that we have when we stand up our EOC and with theirs, and they're going to make sure that we're spun up tight for the coming hurricane season. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Right on to old business, the second reading, advertised public hearing, ordinance 15-01, LDR changes. Attorney Ross.
Ordinance number 15-01, an ordinance of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida pertaining to land development regulations, amending section 90-3 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida pertaining to regulations in addition to the Florida Building Code by limiting the height of accessory structures to 10 feet, amending section 90-34 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida pertaining to definitions by adding a definition for floodplain, amending section 90-40 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida pertaining to site plans and construction drawings by removing acronyms, amending section 90-92 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida pertaining to word usage and terms defined by updating certain definitions, adding a definition for design flood elevation, and deleting unnecessary definitions, amending section 90-97 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida pertaining to RS7 low-density residential district by limiting the maximum building height to 30 feet, amending section 90-98 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida pertaining to RS10 medium low-density residential district by limiting the maximum building height to 30 feet, amending section 90-99 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida pertaining to RD15 medium density duplex residential district by limiting the maximum building height to 30 feet, amending section 90-100 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida pertaining to RM15 medium high density multi-residential district by limiting the maximum building height of multifamily dwellings and townhouses to 45 feet, limiting height bonuses that may be earned to a maximum height of 65 feet for buildings containing 6 living stories, and limiting height bonuses that may be earned to a maximum of 50 feet for buildings containing 4 living stories, amending section 90-101 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida pertaining to ROR 15 residential office retail district by limiting the maximum building height to 30 feet, amending section 90-102 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida pertaining to C- NR General Commercial District by limiting the maximum building height to 30 feet, amending Section 90-103 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida, pertaining to CTF Commercial Tourist Facilities District by limiting the maximum building height to 65 feet for buildings containing 6 stories and limiting the maximum building height for all other buildings to 30 feet, amending Section 90-104 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida, pertaining to planned unit development to implement the Gulf Boulevard Overlay District in place of the Town of Redington Shores Urban Design Guidelines, amending Section 90-105 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida, pertaining to PP Outdoor Recreation Public Open Space District by limiting the height of accessory structures to 15 feet, amending Section 90-106 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida, pertaining to PI Public, Semi-Public Institutional District by limiting the height of accessory structures to 15 feet, amending Section 90-110 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida, pertaining to mandatory site plan review by amending the guideline yard structure for new construction of principal structures, providing for severability, providing for the inclusion of such amended ordinance in the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida, providing an effective date.
Thank you, Attorney Rubenstein.
Make a motion that we adopt
I need to open the public hearing prior.
first.
I'd like to open a public hearing. Anyone have anything? Hearing done, then I entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we adopt ordinance 15-01 as read.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mary, call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Capper?
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Branch?
Yes.
Mayor Adams?
Yes. Now I'll close the public hearing. Appointment to Parks and Recreation, Commissioner Captain.
I'd like to appoint Doris Boggs to Parks and Recreation.
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, Mary, call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Capper?
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Branch?
Yes.
Mayor Adams?
Yes. Under new business. She put it in the line. Resolution 3-15.
Resolution number 03-15, a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida, establishing a defined deferred compensation plan, providing for execution of trust joinder agreement, providing for adoption of the deferred compensation plan, providing for acknowledgement of master trustees, providing for execution of an adoption agreement, providing for abiding by the terms and acceptance of services, providing for termination of participation, providing for acknowledgement regarding assets, providing for approval by master trustees, providing for full force and effectiveness, providing for repeal of conflicting resolutions, and providing an effective date.
Make a motion we adopt resolution number 3-15 as stated.
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, Mary, call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Capper?
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Branch?
Yes.
Mayor Adams?
Yes. Next, resolution 4-15.
Resolution number 04-15, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida, rescheduling and setting a municipal election for March 15, 2016, delegating to the Pinellas County Supervisor of Elections Office and the Pinellas County Canvassing Board the authority and power to conduct and determine the results of such election, amending and superseding any resolutions in conflict herewith, providing for an effective date.
Make a motion we adopt resolution number 04-15 as stated.
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, Mary, call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Capper?
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Branch?
Yes.
Mayor Adams?
Yes. Public comments.
I would go through the whole thing. Christy Herrig, 17609 First Street East.
Thank you.
I just have two questions. One, have we made any progress on working on our CRS rating?
Have we made any progress on working on it?
Yeah, because I know there's been a couple meetings.
There haven't been any meetings that I've attended recently.
Oh, okay, well, I know that some people came into town and, anyway,
There haven't been
Okay.
any, there's no in-house meetings been held that I'm aware of, Christie.
oh, yeah, somebody from whatever that insurance company system
she's
did
talking
come.
about-
ISO, you mean?
Yeah, ISO.
Josh came in and met with Steve Andrews.
Well, they met with him. I was not included in that meeting.
Okay, I just wondered if we gained any points, towards getting 20% instead of 15%.
I really don't know if they've arrived at any, I can't answer your question this time, but I will endeavor to
Okay.
get one for you.
Are we going to continue to have meetings on the floodplain management plan?
Have we?
Are we going to continue to have meetings?
We will, but I'm not sure that we're going to have any for a couple of months or so.
Okay, second question. Did you have your meeting with Duke Energy?
No, I haven't.
Okay, then,
0 for 2.
yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure which meeting you're talking about. I have had a meeting with them, but which one are you talking about?
Talk about undergrounding options?
No, we haven't met on that yet. We're probably do it in a couple of months with the three towns. I've met with the other mayors and we've discussed it. Any other public comments? Hearing none, the workshop meeting for Wednesday, April 29th, 2015 at 7 p.m. Next regular meeting is Wednesday, May 13th, 2015 at 7 p.m. With that, this meeting is adjourned.
Can I say something before you say?
Well, we closed
Sorry.
public comments already.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that part. Can I just get some clarification since I've made...
If you step up and state your name and everything, let it go.
Curtis Jarvis, 17601 First Street East. I just want some clarification. I missed a few of the meetings. Based on our local, next election that's coming up between Christie and John Branch, should John Branch not be able to complete his term, what will happen?
If John Branch. You mean between now and then?
I'm saying from post-election, should Mr. Branch win and he not able to complete his term, what will happen during that?
We would
I
appoint.
would have to review the
Yeah, but I
charter and
think
code
we'll
to say,
appoint.
I'm sorry, I don't know that right now.
Okay.
I think the commission would appoint somebody, but I may not be correct on that.
Okay, is
And-
there,
And sometimes it depends upon when something would happen, how close to the next election, so I'm sorry.
okay, that's understood. Would there be understanding as to reason as to why the competitor could not take that place?
I think it goes back to the
It would
same
have-
answer he just gave.
The answer would have to be determined by the charter and the code, so
Okay,
the town commission can't just do something that's not in the code charter.
okay, then maybe you can clarify something for me. Could you pull someone out of thin air, choose just anyone to do that? Or does it have to be someone
I think
internally?
this goes back to the same question that you originally asked, that he answered.
Okay,
We can't, until we know. what's
Until
in
that time
the charter and
happens.
code, and what's in the charter and code, we can't really answer it right now.
okay, thank you.
I think I know the answer, but I don't want to guess on it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, this meeting is adjourned.
Hey,
Jeez, put John in his grave.